One of the primary roles in the library is to answer questions and guide people towards content for their specific need. The reference interview is a crucial part of this process, from helping a library user with searching a database for articles to support research to helping a library user find the next book to read. The reference interview involves asking a lot of questions to verify information for your library user and requires several key characteristics. To begin with, you want to be approachable. Many of us take work to the desk for scheduled shifts, but when there are patrons around, make sure you look up from your work and acknowledge them. Go as far as asking them if they need help finding something. Make sure you smile and make eye contact with the library user. Greet your patron with a hello or a how are you today, and invite them to share with you about the information they need. Use positive and approachable body language. Turn away from your computer and face your library user and greet them warmly. You want to show interest to your library user. Be interested in what they're saying. Stop any work projects you have in front of you and give the library user your full attention. We need to be interested in their issue and draw them into the reference interview. Make them feel comfortable bringing their information need to you. Right now, you're their primary focus, so be interested in what they're saying. Also, make sure you have a comfortable and secure place for the reference interview. If a library user approaches you in an open space, for example, the book stacks, move them to a reference transaction area where you can sit quietly and work together. Listening is super important to the reference transaction. You need to listen carefully to what your library user is asking for to make sure you know how to answer their question and approach their information need. Don't interrupt your library user while they're talking. If you have questions, wait until there is a natural break in the conversation to clarify what they're asking for. Paraphrase content back to them so you understand where they're coming from in order to move forward together towards finding the material they need. Approach your conversation as an interview. Ask them questions about their information need in order to establish where to go and how to go about finding their information. Ask leading questions to get them to provide data to you that you can use to hone in on information resources that will be helpful to them. Try to ask open-ended questions about their topic in order to help them talk through their questions and supply you with as much detail as possible so you can do the searches correctly. Restate what you think the patron wants and ask if this is correct before you begin searching. After establishing what your library user is looking for, begin the search process. Choose the best resources to answer the information need from your library's databases, statewide databases if it's applicable, or relevant internet resources. As you search, demonstrate your process to your library user. If possible, show them your computer screen and explain each step in the search process as you move along. This demonstrates you know what you're doing, as well as teaching the library user how to replicate the searches you're performing. Keep your library user in the searching loop and inform them of your progress so they know you're working towards finding the answers in the material they need. And of course, verify the quality of the material for the library user. Make sure materials are scholarly if they need articles for research, and make sure the resources you are using are credible and provide accurate information. Of course, you want to answer the library user's question. That's the most important part of the reference interview. When providing the answer, show the resource to the library user and verify it is what they need. Ask them directly, does this answer your question? Is this what you need? At this point, you can suggest they print materials for their use or email the materials to themselves. Ask your supervisor what your library's policy is on delivering content to library users after you've answered their question. Following through is also an important part of the reference interview. Ask, did this answer your question? What other questions or information needs do you have? If you feel you haven't quite answered their questions and you are unsure how to proceed, follow up with another staff member who has more experience or knowledge in the subject area. If necessary, ask the library user for their contact information to share with your colleague for follow-up. End the transaction knowing you answered their question, or you are ensuring a library staff member will follow up with the library user.